Just need to clear up a couple of things in my last video, just being advised. So first of all, any action taken against Dharma is obviously legal. I know I don't really need to say that. I'm not condoning and wanting any harm done to the man or any man. Geez, oh man, it's a sad day when you got to say these sort of things. Obviously legally. When I say there's no such thing as racism, I honestly do believe there is no such thing as racism. I do not believe you can hate a man just by the colour of his skin. Like solely just, oh, his skin is a different colour than mine, so I am going to hate him. Even if you meet him and get to know him and he's an absolutely brilliant guy, that you still could hate him. It's impossible. We're not built like that. The only people that hate like that are haters, and that's all it is. If you know, if somebody's fat, they're called fat names. If they're skinny, they're called skinny names. You know, if an older guy's going with a younger woman, he's called a pedo. You know, it's like you could go on and on. Two criminals falling out. They call it. They don't want to call these. They're just hateful people. Hateful people say hateful things, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean, like, racism has been used to create division. Oh, he's a racist. But see, imagine if there was no word racism. Just imagine that for a second. So take the racism right out of the dictionary. What would you use? What word would you use for somebody calling somebody, you know, that bad word? You know, somebody calling a Pakistani that bad word, or a Welshman, or a Scotsman, or an Irishman, that bad word. What would you call them? You know, racism is a tool being used by the establishment to create division between working class and the middle class, because, you know, it's obvious to see all these refugees welcome here. They're all the ones that are doing quite well in life because they don't have any problems with refugees living next to them or in their street, or refugees hanging about their playgrounds where their kids are playing. They don't have none of these problems, so it's like everybody can see that. Everybody knows that. You're all standing there with your refugees welcome. We can see who you are. We know where you come from. We know the type of people you are. And we understand the only reason you're just doing that is because you haven't felt any threat yet. So, racism, when I say there's no such word as racism, there's hateful people. There's really horrible, hateful people out there that say horrible, hateful things to people. And people use these words. You know, I know guys that use it just because they know, oh, he's just said that fucking bad word against that black guy. Oh, they're just doing it to get a reaction. They don't actually hate black people. They shouldn't be saying it, yeah, but it's just like, you know, it's like a comedian's saying things. They're not saying it to be hateful, you know. They're saying it to get a reaction. Does that make them a racist? Of course it doesn't. You know, trust me, when you think about it, no human being, apart from the very few psychopaths or sociopaths or whatever you want to call them, just people that are really different than us. There's nobody can hate anybody just because their skin's a different colour. You know, you may think you do, but the only people that think like that are the ones that have never met a black person or a Pakistani person or ever lived with Romanian gypsies. You know what I mean? People haven't been in a jail and met the diversity. You know, I was with Muslims when I was in England in 1988 when I was 18 years old, and I used to train with them, play pool with them. Don't get me wrong, we had fallouts, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing to do with the culture. It was just a gang thing, you know. They would stick together, English boys would stick together, you know. And for the record, I'm a Protestant. From East born of South Belfast, from East Belfast, and I was called Paddy. You know, I got 6 years, I had to do 4 of that 6, and after about 12 months, I just got fed up trying to explain to people, you know. But I didn't think everybody was racist for calling me Paddy. I thought it was quite funny. I'm trying to think what else.